What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man ChazzEllis once again answering the questions that you ask me. A lot of people ask me about the biggest mistakes that people make in a relationship. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make, one of the ones that people are constantly calling me, getting consultations about or doing quick questions about is the blame game. This is something that I see a lot of people do, and it unfortunately causes them to not be able to move on and not be able to correct situations in their life that have gone awry for whatever reason or have deteriorated for whatever reason. For most people, when something happens, they immediately try to assign blame, whether it's to themselves or to other people who have been involved in the situation. Now, unfortunately, when you start trying to assign blame, it causes your brain to shut down and it causes you to stop being solution oriented. When you start trying to assign blame, you're just focused on whose fault this was. Oh, you did this, I did this. This was your fault, that was my fault. That's kind of what happens. You're not really thinking about each situation and breaking it down into small pieces. You're thinking about blaming somebody for the whole. And what that usually causes you to do is focus on the last thing that happened. So when people say, why did you guys break up? We broke up because I cheated. We broke up because they cheated. Why did y'all break up? We broke up because we just stopped having sex. They wouldn't have sex with me anymore. Or we broke up because I was just feeling bad and I stopped having sex with them. These kind of things. Or I just walked away. They were a narcissist. All these kind of different things. People start trying to find some way to assign blame to the situation. So they focus on like the last thing that happened or the thing that they thought was the biggest piece of the relationship or the biggest problem in the relationship. And that causes you not to focus on what you could have done to possibly make things different or possibly make things better in each little small situation. It's not about assigning blame. It's not about finding fault in yourself or somebody else. It's about saying, if I ran into the same exact situation again, how can I make the outcome or how can I do my part to make the outcome a little bit better? For instance, if you feel like you broke up because they cheated on you, what was going on before that? What happened after that? If you broke up with them because they cheated on you, that means that you walked away from the situation. Now, yes, they cheated, but you decided to walk away. What made you decide to do that? What happened before they cheated? What was going on in your relationship? Do you think everything was just fine and then all of a sudden they start cheating on you? Well, maybe that's a problem with your perception and a problem with you not seeing the other person's feelings and what's going on in their mind and heart and spirit, because 9 times out of 10, there was something happening before they decided to cheat on you. If you feel like the other person is a narcissist or something like that, what's making you decide that you're able to psychoanalyze another person? What's making you feel like you have the ability to know exactly what's going on as far as this person's medical situation? What made that happen? But not only that, if that was their condition in your mind, then what was the conflict that condition caused? Did you guys argue a lot? Did they just shut down on you? What happened? What was the actual conflict? And then when you start looking at the actual conflict rather than trying to assign blame or deciding to try to psychoanalyze somebody, then you can start seeing where maybe you could have done something a little different. Okay, there was an argument there. This is a situation where I might have been able to walk away. Or maybe I could have heard them out a little bit better in these specific situations rather than trying to say, oh, it was my fault or oh, it was their fault. Here's what they probably could have done a little bit better. Here's what I could have done a little bit better. Here's how I could improve myself and become a better person for the next situation. Unfortunately, as we grow up, especially now in our new society, what we do is we start giving people the opportunity to point fingers and become victims of their lives. You take 2 kids that are on the playground, one slaps the other kid. Okay, the kid that gets slapped is now a victim. Oh, I got slapped by this person. And then we tell them, okay, we're going to punish this kid that slapped you, but we're not going to even talk to you or even try to figure out how this slapping incident happened. Because if we did, it'd be wrong. We'd be shaming the victim. But what happens is that kid doesn't even know why they got slapped. They might really not know why they got slapped. They might not have any idea how it got to that point. Now, we're not trying to say it's their fault that they got slapped. What we're saying is you don't want the kid walking around the playground getting slapped over and over and over again. You want to try to get that person in a situation where you can say, hey, This isn't your fault, because we're not going to try to assign fault. We're not going to try to assign blame to anybody. Here's what we're going to do to correct the actions, but we're going to try to say, how can we help both parties not get in the same situation again? Here's something you might be able to do to help de-escalate these situations so your face doesn't hurt all the time. That's the same thing you want to do in relationships. If you see the same thing, especially when you see the same pattern happening over and over again, you break up in the same way with every person, you feel like you got played by everybody. You feel like you got dissed by everybody. You feel like you're not finding reciprocity in your relationships. And you've been blaming people this whole time, and maybe even blaming yourself. Well, maybe I'm ugly. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm just worthless. Maybe I have no value. You breaking yourself down like that, instead of doing that, say, whoa, wait a minute. I'm going to pump my brakes for a second, and I'm going to break these situations down as best as I possibly can, so I can look at moments when I possibly may have been able to go left instead of right. I possibly could have shook the situation up a little bit to be in a better situation than I currently am, so it didn't deteriorate like it did. Maybe there are certain things that I could be doing to make my situation a little bit better. And you only start thinking like that when you stop trying to blame people, you stop trying to blame yourself, and you just start thinking in terms of solutions.